ॐ अजाय नमः। ॐ अव्ययाय नमः। ॐ अविनाशिने नमः। ॐ अचिन्त्याय नमः। ॐ अप्रमेयाय नमः। ॐ अद्वितीयाय नमः। ॐ अनिकेताय नमः। ॐ अनुशासनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ अन्तःसाक्षिणे नमः। ॐ अन्तर्यामिने नमः। ॐ आनन्दाय नमः। ॐ आत्मस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ आङ्ग्लभाषाविदुत्तमाय नमः। ॐ ईश्वराय नमः। ॐ उदारहृदयाय नमः। ॐ उत्साहवर्धकाय नमः। ॐ एकस्मै नमः। ॐ ओङ्कारविदे नमः। ॐ करुणासागराय नमः। ॐ कर्मपरायणाय नमः। ॐ कालातीताय नमः। ॐ कैवल्यस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ कृतात्मने नमः। ॐ कृतकृत्याय नमः। ॐ गीताज्ञानयज्ञप्रचारकाय नमः। ॐ गुरवे नमः। ॐ गुणातीताय नमः। ॐ ग्रन्थकृते नमः। ॐ चिन्मयाय नमः। ॐ छिन्नसंशयाय नमः। ॐ जगदात्मने नमः। ॐ जगत्साक्षिणे नमः। ॐ जनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ जितेन्द्रियाय नमः। ॐ जीवब्रह्मैक्यविदे नमः। ॐ जीवन्मुक्ताय नमः। ॐ जीर्णमन्दिरोद्धारकाय नमः। ॐ तपोवनशिष्याय नमः। ॐ तपस्विने नमः। ॐ तापनाशनाय नमः। ॐ तीर्थस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ तेजस्विने नमः। ॐ देहातीताय नमः। ॐ द्वन्द्वातीताय नमः। ॐ दृढनिश्चयाय नमः। ॐ धर्मसंस्थापकाय नमः। ॐ धीमते नमः। ॐ धीराय नमः। ॐ धैर्यप्रदाय नमः। ॐ नारायणाय नमः। ॐ निजानन्दाय नमः। ॐ निरपेक्षाय नमः। ॐ निःस्पृहाय नमः। ॐ निरुपमाय नमः। ॐ निर्विकल्पाय नमः। ॐ नित्याय नमः। ॐ निरञ्जनाय नमः। ॐ परमाय नमः। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ पावनाय नमः। ॐ पावकाय नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ प्रसन्नात्मने नमः। ॐ फलासक्तिरहिताय नमः। ॐ बहुभक्ताय नमः। ॐ बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मपराय नमः। ॐ भयनाशनाय नमः। ॐ भारतगौरवाय नमः। ॐ भूम्ने नमः। ॐ महावाक्योपदेशकाय नमः। ॐ महर्षये नमः। ॐ मधुरस्वभावाय नमः। ॐ मनोहराय नमः। ॐ महात्मने नमः। ॐ मेधाविने नमः। ॐ यदात्मने नमः। ॐ यज्ञकृते नमः। ॐ लोकप्रसिद्धाय नमः। ॐ वाग्मिने नमः। ॐ विभवे नमः। Om Vinodapriyaya Namah. Om Vinayashilaya Namah. Om Vitaragaya Namah. Om Vedanta Vedyaya Namah. Om Shantaya Namah. Om Shanti Pradaya Namah. Om Shastrodharakaya Namah. Om Shuddha Sattvaya Namah. Om Shruti Paradaya Namah. Om Shrotriyaya Namah. Om Sannyasine Namah. Om Samabuddhaye Namah. Om Satchidanandaya Namah. Om Sarvahita Chintakaya Namah. Om Satya Sankalpaya Namah. Om Santushtaya Namah. Om Sadhave Namah. Om Sumanase Namah. Om Suhrude Namah. Om Swayam Jyotishe Namah. Om Sthita Prajnaya Namah. Om Shamashilaya Namah. Om Jnana Murtaye Namah. Om Jnana Yogine Namah. Om Jnana Triptaya Namah. Om Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupaya Namah. Om Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupaya Namah. Om Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupaya Namah. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namah. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namah. First of all, thanks to the host for hosting this satsang. We are going to see the 67th name. We completed so far 66. The 67th name, that is Bahubhaktaaya Namah. Who is a real devotee? First of all, we should understand the word bhakta. जो भागता है वो भक्ता नहीं होता है. Not an escapist in life can be a devotee. Somebody recently, when the election took place, right? So once you finish, you are casting the vote, they give a sticker, no? I voted or something. Some lady came to me and said, Swamiji, you didn't vote? I said, I am not voted, I am devoted. So what do you mean by devotee? So it is there in Narada Bhakti Sutra, very beautifully said, Bhakti is Parama Prema Rupa. We have been studying that, Narada Bhakti Sutra. Atato Bhaktim Vyakyasyamaha. Naradji says, I will now explain about Bhakti. And in the first sutra is that. Second sutra says, Satu Asmin Parama Prema Rupa. Sa Bhakti, that devotion is Asmin. Asmin means in the Lord, and more precisely in oneself. Parama Prema Rupa, of the nature of supreme love. Prem. So Prem word is used, but we usually term it as only Pyar. Pyar is attachment. Prem is love. And most of the time we think Pyar as Prem. Nowadays it is not even Prem or Pyar. It's called Ishq. I don't understand the Ishq word. Mujhe Ishq hai. Ishq. Hai na? Any Hindi movie you take, only some 6 or 7 words will be there. They keep repeating the same thing in all songs. Divana, Pyar, Jannat. Jannat hai na? Jannat. Ishq. Dil. These are all the few words you keep on combining, it's a movie, song. Anyway. So attachment is also considered as is love, but it is not really. Like a mother has love for the child, but the love for the child is only for that child, not any other child. Parents have love for their children. Understand, every children is children only. But I do not think, if I am a parent, I do not think somebody else's children as, I don't see the same way that I see my child. This love only for a specific person or set of people is called attachment. So you make this point clear in your mind. Love for only a person or an object or a group of things, and that is not considered as prema. That's only attachment. What do we mean by attachment? Is it that a person says, I'm attached to my wife, does he put some Fevicol or what, some kind of a liquid and then keep physically attached? Is it so? Is it a physical attachment? I'm attached to my car, means what? You never come out of your car? I'm attached to my phone. That may be true. Anywhere you go, even that is there. And even the places where you don't take even your wife, you will go there. Phone will come to you. And you get into the car, it starts there also. So attachment is not physical. It is more in the mind than in the physical body. Correct? Identification it's called. Identification is what is called attachment. So I identify myself with the other person. And slowly it grows to such an extent that I cannot live, I cannot think of my life without that person. It becomes a very intense thing. Some people have with the dog also. Oh, without the dog, I cannot live. What about God? I forgot that. And after 13 years, that dog also cry. Another dog. And it goes on like that. You see, it is not a physical attachment. It is more of mental association. So what happens is, when we have a mental association with an object or a person, we always think of any event associated with that person only. Right? If you ask two young mothers to talk to each other, morning till evening they talk only about their child. Oh, you know, he started talking. Every child starts talking. He says, Papa, Mommy. After some time, 2 years later, shut up. Keep quiet. When elders are talking, you are not supposed to talk, okay? When they stop, you talk. And then boy says, they never stop. When do I talk? So, the growth of a child, naturally it will grow to the next level. But it's an excitement for the parents. Oh, now it started walking. After some time, sit down, please. Running all the time. So, young mothers will talk about that. Or young businessmen, they talk about their business. So anywhere there is a mental association. That is also termed as love, but actually it is not. It is more of attachment. प्यार होता है, प्यार, प्रेम नहीं. Prem is that which does not depend upon any particular thing or a person. So what happens is, in the religious parlance also, people in terms of, they think of the Lord in a particular form and do not accept any other. Therefore, it is to be understood as only attachment and not devotion. They become fanatical. You think this is the only form of God, there is no other God exists. No other form is acceptable. Or this concept of God alone is true, all others are not correct. They become fanatical, they become criminal, they become terrorists. Is it not that we see around? A true love is that, a true devotion is that, where there is no question of violence. There is no question of hatred. Bhagavan Krishna says in 12th chapter, therefore, Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karunaye vacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukka sukakshami. Who is my devotee? Who is my devotee? The one who comes in time.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. One who is not ready or not having any hatred to anybody in this world. Sarva bhutanam adveshta. Dvesha, hatred. Advesha, no hatred. Adveshta means one who does not have any hatred. Adveshtru. Sarva bhutanam, not only human, all living beings. Krishna gives his standard so high. A person who allows everyone, no one to hate, is my devotee. To reach that point, I am telling you, is very, 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 very difficult. Can anybody in this world can say, I hate none? Absolutely nobody. Even one who is causing the maximum harm to me also. No, I don't. That requires only one thing, that you see yourself in all. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. Bhagavan Krishna says, he who sees me in all and everyone in me, such a person alone is considered as me myself. So, he keeps the standard of devotion such a high, Parama Prema Rupa. It is not therefore a set of people, a thing. We are attached to our memories also. Is it not true? 30 years back I had so much of hair. I should not have married this person. No? So we are attached to our memories, attached to objects obviously, attached to people, attached to everything. And that's why we are not able to progress. See, there are 4 people who are living in a village and they decided to they decided to go to the next village to sell their produce. And it was across the river. So they took the boat, crossed the river, and tied the boat to the, and they anchored it somewhere so that the boat would not move anywhere. They went into the city or into the village and sold their thing in the market. And then they wanted to buy some things and they finished that. And the late evening they had a good profit, so they became very spiritual. When I say spiritual like this, that means you should understand. High spirits. So they came late evening and they decided to take rest before they leave next morning. So they went into the boat, whole night they slept. Next morning still that, mind was still dull and, kind of, what do you call that, delirious. They started rowing. Half awake they kept on rowing for an hour or so. Slowly the sun came up and then bright sun, so they became fully awake and then they realized, they looked around, they were in the same place. Sweating all over the body because they were rowing for 1 full hour. So what happened? Why we have not moved at all? We worked on 1 hour on rowing, we should have reached. So they didn't understand why the boat is not moving. They didn't remove the anchor. In their delirious condition, their confused state, they didn't even remove that anchor. Then what will happen? how much ever you try. Same is the state of attachment. So we have to find out why we are not moving forward. There must be something which is pulling back. There is nothing wrong in having a relationship with the people, etc. But as Gurudev would say, you must have the right contact. If you have Bhagavan or the moksha as your goal, everything else is secondary. Just like when you are ready to sleep, everything else you need to do is secondary only. Isn't it? अभी करोगे? नहीं, कल करेंगे. क्यों? अभी सोना है. I have to sleep. Everything else is secondary at this point. In the same way, if one has that Lord, the realization of God, moksha as the goal, then and then alone, true devotion will take place. Otherwise, it will be just a ritual and going to temple, doing some puja, chanting some mantras and fasting and feasting. It will go on like that. Don't call that as devotion. That's not devotion. It's a practice to get devotion. It's like if I ask her, have you making tea? She will say yes, while she was only boiling the water. What are you doing? I'm preparing tea. I'm making tea. But you could say, where is the tea? It's only water there. After water, after then milk, after that. So, it's a process, right? So, some people would think that just doing puja is devotion. It is not. It's only practice to reach devotion. One should not consider that as devotion. If you are boarding a flight to New York, are you in New York already? You are just boarding into the flight. Flight didn't even take off. And then afterwards, the flight has to take its momentum and then go and then reach after a few hours. Then you say, I am in New York. In the same way, any kind of activity a person does in the name of devotion is not devotion. It is only a practice. So whether it's a ritual or puja or chanting, etc. While that is true, a true devotee also will do that. But that is out of fulfillment, not as a requirement. For him, without even doing that also, he will be in the same state of devotion. But he does so as a demonstration to others. And we have seen many times Gurudev, when he sits down quietly without anybody around, he will close his eyes with his mala. Narayana, 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 Narayana. So we used to wonder, Gurudev also has to chant Narayana. So he would say, never take your mind for granted ever. It's like a monkey. Any time it will jump. So even a person who has reached the highest state also must be cautious, must be observant. But more so for teaching others what to do. Like that of a person who has excelled a game, still will play to demonstrate to others how to play. In the same way, a Mahatma also will do puja, but not for himself. It's therefore, as I said, it's not a requirement. It is an expression of accomplishment. Now, if I say that why are that much of devotion is not? Bait sakte hain. Kudkul. So, no, you don't need to become sitting like Hanuman when you are talking about Hanuman. So when we see Mahatmas, when they express devotion, it is not anymore an action. When I say I do not have any hatred with anybody, I don't need to do it as an action. Though action may be an expression. Right? When you offer flowers to the Bhagavan, it is not flower you are offering your love to the Lord. Isn't that true? Tera tujhko arpan. Flower already belongs to him only. Why are you giving? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahrutam ashnami prayata atmanaha. Whether you give a small little leaf or little water or even a flower or one fruit, bhaktya prayachati, when you give with love for me, I take the love and give back the material to you. If he takes the material also, then you would never give. Many times we keep in a good distance. You cannot reach also. Tera tujhko arpan. He keep it at a distance. Because if he takes it, then a problem. That's why some people keep only little only, while the rest of it is in the kitchen. And then take that and mix it with all others. Give everything. Why are you taking only part of it? But afraid if he takes everything, then what will happen to us? So devotion is not an action. Though devotion can express in the form of an action. So you understand, devotion is not an action. So action is done as a ritual or a puja as a requirement to develop devotion. Possibly. But because of action, you will not develop devotion. But having accomplished the nature of the devotion to the Lord, any action will express that devotion. This is one aspect of it. Now, in Shivananda Lahari, there is a beautiful verse. Shivananda Lahari was composed by Shankaracharya, traditionally it is considered to be. He has written 100 verses on Shiva. Shiva Ananda Lahari. Lahari means wave. Ananda is bliss. Love, blissful waves of Shiva. Shiva Ananda Lahari. Sarupyam tava pujane Shiva Mahadevedi Sankirtane Samipyam tava bhakti jan Saripyam java bhakti janya Sarupyam Samipyam tava bhakta dhurya janata sangatya sangashane Salokyam chachara charatmakatanu bhavani pate Sayudyam mama siddhamatra bhavati swamin kritartosmyaham. There are 4 kinds of devotion that is spoken. First one is called, in the tradition, a devotee taking the form of the Lord. Sarupya Bhakti is called. Sarupya means, Rupa you know. Sarupya means, like you wearing chandan, right? Why? Or a Shiva devotee will wear this, a Narayan devotee, this, and together it become a cross. Anyway, this you wear, or a Nama you put. Why? Because Bhagavan wears that. Bhagavan Shiva has a vibhuti all over his body, or Bhagavan Narayana has got a mark of his thing. So you also wear. That is called Sarupya. To start with, you want to have the appearance like that of the Lord. So when you are doing a puja, you have to wear, according to tradition, that kind of a mark, which represents the Lord you worship. And if it's a Christian person, then he wears a cross, right? A chain. Why? What is the need for that? So I am in memory or in the thought of the Lord. And what He is, I would like to emulate that. Sarupyam tava pujane. I appear to have gained your form when I am engaged in worshipping you. Sarupyam tava pujane. Now, this is Pujanam is the first step a devotee will start with. And you do not worship someone whom you don't respect. You do not worship something which you do not love. Love means have affinity towards, admiration, or some kind of a feeling of what do you call A-W-E, awe, right? Called awe or awe. Awe. You look up, then only you worship. You don't worship something which you do not feel important or significant. So, Sarupya Bhakti leading to Sarupya Mukti. So, the tradition goes, if you are worshipping the Lord, let us say Narayana, wearing that symbol of Narayana, then you take the form of the Lord in the form similar to the Lord in Swarga. This is called Sarupya Mukti. So, this is the first step a devotee starts with. Then, Shiva Mahadevedi Sankirtane Samipyam. From the physical activity of a puja, when you start chanting the name of the Lord, not only at the puja time, wherever, whenever you can, if you are able to bring the name of the Lord into your mouth, in your utterance, in your speech, then you come closer to the Lord. Samipya. It is like, if she is in the other room and I call out her name, she will come closer to me, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what do you want, Swami? So, by calling out, Lord is coming closer to you. Not you may also go, it's the same. Either you go closer to him or he comes closer to you. It's one and the same. The proximity is developed. So, the more you chant, more closer the Lord will come to you. And that is called Samipya Mukti. Proximity of the Lord. Tava bhakti durya janata sangatya sambhashane. Tava bhakti durya janata. People who have greatest devotion to you, if I am in the company of those people, then I am in Salokya. I am in the abode of the Lord. Abode of the Lord is not temple. A temple can be built. It is said that one person was a very active person in that temple. And it so happened that he wanted to do so much, but he cannot do unless he has some authority to do so. So he wanted to get into the main board so that he can do more. But then the board was very tight, they won't allow him. So one day he was standing in front of the Lord's abode and said, Bhagavan, I want to do so much to you, but I do not have the authority to do so. I am not even allowed to be in the committee of people who are doing things. So what can I do? So then there was one older gentleman was next to him, came, and then he also was doing this. And he heard him saying that. Then he said to him, don't worry, I am also not allowed. Who are you? Bhagavan. The committee is so tight, even Bhagavan is not allowed. So where exactly is the abode of the Lord? Is it in a temple or those who have the Lord in their heart? Tava bhakti durya janata sangatya sambhashane salokyam bhavati. I am in the abode of the Lord when I am conversing with people who have you in their heart. You are a devotee when I am talking to, I am already in that your abode. Your abode is not Vaikuntha or Shivaloka. I am in the company of your, devotees. Even when Gurudev passed away 25 years back, when we are in the company of people who talk about Gurudev, we are already in the abode of Gurudev only. how they met Gurudev, and what are the things they learned from him, and how much he loved each one of them. So that when you are conversing, you are already in the abode of the Lord. Any place can be a place of devotion if there is devotees. There are devotees, then that place is called temple. Not a place with just a brick and stone and a form. That is not a temple. Temple is where devotees remain. So, when you say home sweet home, why you are full of sweet or what? Keep, Swamiji, this is sweet home. Why? A lot of sweets are there. No, it is where the love is there. So, when I am in conversation with the people who are devoted to you, then I am in your abode. Salokyam tava bhakti durya janada sangatya sambhashane. And he says that I am merging with you. When is that? Chara charatmakatanu dhyane bhavani pate. Hey, consort of Bhavani, when I start meditating, you in everything. Chara, achara, atmaka, tanu, dhyane. You are the very Atman, the self of all chara, achara, atmaka. Whether it's a moving or unmoving, whether it's a plant, animal, human, bird, anything, in all of them, when I start seeing you, then where am I? I am merged with you. That's called Sayujyam. Beautiful verse. Sarupyam tava pujane Shiva Mahadevedi Sankirtane. Samipyam tava bhakti turya janata sangatya sambhashane. Salokyam cha chara charatmakatanu dhyane bhavani pate. Sayujyam mama siddham atra bhavati swamin kritarthosmyaham. Atra siddham. This is accomplished in this life itself. So understand, devotion is not an action. It is not even some kind of an emotion. Devotion is total identification with the Lord. But when we identify with a person or a form or an object or a thing, that is attachment. When the same attachment, association, so to say, when you direct it towards God, who is not a person or an object or a being, it is all love, the presence in all living beings. Then therefore there is no restriction. That's why in that sutra it is said, Sadhu asmin parama prema rupa. Now why I am bringing this point to you is, this is exactly what Gurudev taught us. Rise above the attachment and start directing your mind towards the Lord. And that is the reason why he had devotees who are not actually devoted to him, through him to the Lord. When you say Bahubhaktaaya Namah, the topic is one who had many devotees. And Gurudev always says, never get attached to me. Okay? It is like Ramana Maharshi beautifully put this point. A saint is like a hole in a wall, a window, let us say. Let us say this whole room is completely closed and there is only one window, and through the window you are able to see the outside. Beautiful scenery outside. Can you say the window is the scenery? Window is the scenery. Through window only you are able to see. But window is not the scenery. Isn't it? It is not part of that. But through which you see. Correct or not? So it is said, Bill Gates, he finally, when he finished living in this world, he was taken to the heavens. And as you were traveling, and there are many doors they passed by. One particular door they were passing by, there was a small opening, there's a window. He looked through it and there was a party going on. People are sitting and eating pizza, and then some dance music was going on, and everybody is having a hip hop dance or whatever, and dancing, and people are nice music. So then he passed by and then said, "This is so beautiful, on the way to heaven." So when he reached the doors of heaven, opened the door, Brahmaji was sitting there. Om. Saraswati was playing veena. And there's smoke, like in the Telugu movies. Surga is the Brahma Loka. Oh, it's a lot of smoke there. So then he asked that messenger with him, "What is this place?" "This is Swarga, Brahma Loka." "This is where I have to live further?" "Yes." "Very boring. Why don't you take me to that place where there is a party going on?" "Which place?" "I see, I was looking through the window there, that one where the pizza is being served, people are drinking and then dance." "Oh, that is hell." "That is hell? Then let me go to hell only, not this place. This is very boring to me. I will die within a day. You are already dead. That doesn't matter. But what I mean is I get bored. But once you go into that place which you wanted to go, you cannot come out. It doesn't matter. I enjoy. Sure. Okay. Tatastu. Brahmaji said, "Tatastu." What is he saying? He said, "Okay." So he was brought down to that door. "Are you sure?" "Yes." He opened the door and pushed him inside. And it was dark, skeleton everywhere, fire, blood, meat, and then all the dead people crying and crawling. He said, shouted, "Hey, this is not the place. Hey, this is not the place. This is the place you wanted to go." "No, I saw through the window that there was a dance going on." "That is window saver, screen saver." So he was shot back and said, "This is Windows screensaver according to your Microsoft." So if you are looking through the window, when you're coming to the point, if you are looking outside the beautiful scenery outside, does it belong to the window? Of course, if it is a Windows screensaver, it is. But otherwise, the window can neither own it, saying that it is the scenery is mine, nor would he allow, or the window will allow the person to have this misunderstanding that you can never get out. So Ramana Maharshi said, "I am like a window to Bhagavan. Don't consider me as one. I am only a hole in the wall. Through this you see." In the same way, Gurudev used to say, "I am only a vehicle, an instrument. I am making you able to see the glory of the Lord, and don't get attached to me." So that is the reason why there are two different sets of people who really benefited out of Gurudev. One set of people are called devotees, another set of people are called disciples. Let us not mix these two together, ever. Some people say, "I am a disciple of Gurudev," but actually they are only devotees. A devotee is one who worships the teacher, who respects the teacher and learns. No doubt, Gurudev had given to hundreds and thousands of people the knowledge through which they have improved their life. They had a better purpose of life. They had learned some amount of Vedanta and then at least started practicing it. Disciples are not devotees alone. They are devotees plus more. Why? Gurudev would say, if you are my disciple, you have to follow a discipline. A devotee is not insisted to follow discipline. if they are ready to follow discipline, they will become disciples. Siksham anucharati shishya. Shishtam anucharati shishya. Shishtam means discipline. One who follows a discipline is called disciple. So I always give this as an example. Let us say there is a lamp you have lit up in your, at the mandir, at your temple, or in your there. A small place where you are having worship place. So a lamp in a dark area, when you light up, it gives light. Correct? We are able to see with the lamp many things. So is a guru. A guru is able to make you open your eyes and see things clearly. Just like a lamp, when it is brought, it is able to light up the place. And you can see things clearly. Correct or not? Yeah. Okay. The same very lamp, when you go closer to it, what happens? It starts giving you heat. In a dark, it's a winter time, the very fire which you have got in the fireplace, even if you are sitting a little far off, you can feel the heat. The same fire, which was originally giving light, now added to it is the power to give heat. So now, this light can be seen 100 feet away, but when you come 25 feet or 20 feet or 10 feet nearer to that, heat. Correct? Samipya. You come closer, the experience is little more of that same thing. It's not it changed its nature. You have come closer. Put your hand. What happens? It will completely burn you. Huh? Stay more, you will not be there.
Exactly.
This is the 4 types of devotion. You see, understand? A devotee is one who learns. Many people who have listened to Gurudev have learned. Earlier, nobody knew about even Gita or Upanishad or Shankaracharya or the Vivek and many other texts. Even my parents, many of your parents, you ask them, what are the books you read for Hinduism? What do they say? Ramayana, Mahabharata or Bhagavatam, whatever. Beyond that, they won't go. In fact, they won't even know that. There's a book at home. They will keep it in the puja room. Kabhi open kiya hai ki nahi?
60 years.
They would never open it. It's just in an old cloth wrapped up and it'll be sitting there. I'm a Hindu. Why? I have a book. In earlier times, engineers, they carry that thing, no? The tea.
Yes.
Just because you carry the tea does not become you become an engineer. Can you? Can you call it as an engineer? You never learned. You don't know the difference between meters and centimeters and inches. Then, similarly, just because you have a book does not mean you are a Hindu. That's what Gurudev was saying. Just because you have a book, you cannot become Hindu. Just because you are a thread, you become a thread into the country. No, you don't know what it is. Why do you wear that? Why do you wear even that mark? What is the purpose? So he came with such an amount of strong, purpose. Learn first of all. Why are you doing this? So a devotee comes to learn, just like the lamp is able to shed light. But then, once you understand the importance and purpose of that learning, you start coming closer to the Guru. And you start feeling the heat of it. You start understanding what it really means to live with those values. Which means you have to sacrifice quite a bit. Your earlier preconditions or prejudices and strong likes and dislikes and hatred and jealousy and intolerance, and these have to slowly be shed. Then that means you are going to you have come closer to the understanding. No more keeping anger, lust, passion, greed, jealousy, you still will be able to practice anything. It cannot be parallelly done. It has to be shed. It has to be given up. No more compromise, only sacrifice. You know the difference between compromise and sacrifice? Compromise is where you give up the higher values for lower one. The sacrifice is you give up the lower for the higher. We speak truth conveniently. This conveniently speaking truth is called compromise. Uncompromisingly speaking the truth is called sacrifice. You're ready to give up everything for that sake. Right? So, coming closer to the Guru starts giving heat to you. Meaning, you have to burn slowly. You have to give up certain things. But a disciple comes to touch the fire. Now, when you touch the fire, first thing you get is a shock.
You can see the anger.
Not the anger. You know you will not be spared. If you do a mistake, you will not be spared. That's why many people live a distance, okay, Gurudev, namaskar, they go. You go closer to him, you will be really, really taken to task. Because he never wanted imperfection. You cannot be imperfect in front of him. He will just, literally will burn you. But you must be ready for that. Many people who are not ready for it, can you just ask that question? Those who are not ready for it, they will not come anywhere closer to him. I've seen many of us. Oh, we cannot go closer. It's like a fire burning there. And you often will find that people get offended, but only to know that it is their mistake. Not Gurudev. Gurudev would never want anything from anyone. So he will directly on the face, he will tell you, this is wrong you are doing. Next time I don't want you to do this. And the last but not the least is, once you know him fully as a Jivan Mukta, you will not be there. You're burnt. You do not exist anymore. The I doesn't exist anymore. So is the case. It's not only with the Guru, with the Bhagavan also the same thing. You do a puja and then go once a week or so, you are only a long time devotee. Long distance devotee actually, remote devotee. But as you go closer to Bhagavan, he wants uncompromising value. That's why he says, Adveshta Sarva Bhutana. No question of any hatred. And the final part is what? He who sees me in everything and me in everything, he is me, I am him. Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. Krishna, without any, mixing of words, it is. Jnani is me is Jnani. Meaning, the four kinds of devotees, as Krishna would, Chadurvida bhajante mam, jana sukritinarjuna, arto jignasu rattati jnani cha paradarshava. Tesham jnani nitya yuktaha, yoeka bhaktir vishishyade. A person who is considered jnani is eka bhakti, one-pointed devotion. So, Bahubhaktaaya Namah, devotees were many, disciples are few. And as Ramana Maharshi would put it very clearly, that Veda Bhavanat, than having a divided kind of a devotion, Sa Aham Idi Bhakti, Abheda Bhakti, Deha, so Veda Bhavanat, Sohamitya so Bhavana Bhida Bhakti Ruttama Bhava Shunya Sat Bhava Sustidhi Bhavana Balat. Bhavana Balat Bhakti Ruttama. Where there is a division, me and God are two different things, that is a starting point of devotion. Bheda Bhakti it's called. Bheda means difference. Whereas Saha Aham, I am He, it's called Abheda Bhakti. Undivided devotion. That's therefore, finally the devotion as a practice should end in divisionless love. And that's called true Bhakti. So, therefore, Gurudev, when he thus addressed many people, first of all, he gave the light to them. Just start seeing it clearly. But finally, he wanted that people should completely merge and disappear. Just like the rivers may come from many directions, but finally their end point is ocean. Once they reach the ocean, their individuality is lost. You cannot say from the river, from the ocean, this is Ganga, and this is Yamuna, this is this. You can't, Brahmaputra. You cannot take it anymore. You cannot see any differences. It's one whole mass of water. In the same way, once everyone merges into the Lord, there is no more individuality. That is called Sayujya Mukti. So as Shankaracharya very beautifully put it, Sarupya, Samipya, Salokya, Sayujya. A devotee is to start with is Samipya. When he start understanding the greatness of a guru and then in conversation with the people around who is his devotees, they become Samipya. When he start worshipping from a distance without listening to it, oh, some guru has come, Samipya. When he starts going, understanding the glory, it becomes Sarupya to start and then Samipya. And then when he start conversing with the devotees, Salokya. When he learns the knowledge and then understand who is a Jivan Mukta and try to go into that state of consciousness, Sahaj. So, it's a journey, no doubt. And from prem, from the pyar or ishq, from ishq, pyar, one has to reach to the state of parama prema, which is bhakti. So many people can claim to be devotees of the Lord, Gurudev, but very few go all the way up to the end. Very, very rare. Very, very few. Same is with the Lord also. We go on building temple after temple after temple. But if there is no devotion in the heart, how many of our temple you build? What is the point? It's all empty shells if there is no devotion. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.